second map, we have Leenock against aLive. Cloud Kingdom is the second map, and to the bottom left we have aLive, our Terran player. To the top right, the player who just decided Metropolis in his favor is Leenock. There he goes, Zerg once again in the red. Very nice game on Metropolis, was able to get this huge lead in economy, and suddenly he built a composition that aLive could just simply not answer. And I have to say that right now, the changes that we've seen in the last patch with the ghost changes, the snipe was kind of too strong against broodlords and ultralisks, but at the same time I feel that in the current state of the game, if Zerg is able to get this composition that we've seen by Leenock, it is so hard for a Terran to really come back. I actually don't know what you can do if you miss the timing to produce the Vikings just in time. As soon as the Zerg counters your Viking count, then suddenly he just can't defend anymore, because with the broodlings, Thors get kinda redundant. They can't get really close enough, they can't really do all that much damage if you fan out the broodlords, and the Marines always have the problem with the infestors, and also contesting the broodlings with 3/3 upgrades is just so hard.
I think we may see, I've been thinking about this actually myself quite a bit, I think we may see some players start to experiment with this air style that was actually coming out a little bit in the beta, and sort of towards the beginning of release people were using this kind of style a little bit, and it turns out that Mutalisks are just so air dominant in this matchup in most cases. But if you can have Marine support for your Vikings, if you go for a Viking heavy composition with even Ravens in the mix, people have been able to make that work even off of a Banshee opening, and I think this may be something that people start to experiment with, because right now the ground style, the Marine tank medevac style that we see, does really struggle, like you said, without Vikings. It struggles so much to deal with those broodlords, and we do see Leenock going hatch first into gas and then making a ton of drones before pool, so he's doing a very risky opener here despite scouting the gas. But even so, with Leenock able to predict what aLive will do here, should be able to defend regardless.
Cloud Kingdom is a map where we have seen very interesting games in ZVT. It's not a map that Zerg likes to play because of the ability for the Terran player to just turtle up on 3 bases using the chokes to his advantage that lead to the third and to the natural. But most of the games that we see in this matchup are kind of really more macro oriented. Sometimes the Zerg player tries to go for some kind of bailing aggression in order to take down his opponent early on. And if you hit a good timing with the expansion, then you might be able to pull it off. But every single other game just leads into this long macro game that is really amazing on Cloud Kingdom. A map that I really start to like more and more the more games I see on this game.
Yeah, I really like this map as well. It's kind of grown on me like Entombed Valley has grown on me, both of these maps.
Of course Entombed Valley grows on you, you're Protoss! I hate Entombed Valley! No, actually Entombed Valley, I feel a pity for the Zerg players that have to face Protoss players on it, but at the same time, as a commentator, it's just great to watch the games because they usually last like 40 minutes and
they're
really entertaining.
Really good, yeah. Well, Leenock is actually supply blocked. He's gonna have to make 2 overlords. Somehow he messed that one up, but we're gonna see this tech lab go down. Ooh, with the positioning of this, it indicates he wants to go for some Banshee play, especially considering he has double gas. And this is not something that Leenock will be able to scout easily, if at all. Right now, it only looks like a Reactor Hellion expand with a Command Center on the high ground, or just no Command Center planted yet.
And at the same time, it's something that we don't see all that often.
Yeah, very rare.
Especially when Leenock just realized, okay, there are the 2 Hellions, 2 to 4 Hellions, kind of standard. He's going for an expansion, bit odd that I don't see it on the low ground yet, but he might just assume that it's in the main base. And, oh nice, he's trying to spot the Overlord, but I don't think he knows that there's one to the left. He has no idea, but he scouts the high ground. So Cloak is being researched now. We also have the first Banshee building, and here we go. The Marines spotting the Leenock, reacting immediately. He's like, uh-oh, need to back off here, but this is gonna be close with the Overlord. Should survive.
I think he should survive, but he does deny vision now of the command center, so Leenock will not know that it's some sort of 1 base play because he can't scout anymore. He may try to sacrifice the Overlord to check in a few seconds just to completely make sure, because it is so important for him to know. We're going to see a follow-up to this with tanks, of course, and he's building, going to be building Marines out of that reactor as well.
Evolution Chamber now built in the main base, so Leenock in a position where he can start Spore Crawlers if need be. Will it be in time though? At this point he has 3 queens, definitely a lot. Banshees are headed towards the Zerg player's way. And now the Lings run in. Oh, that was very, very close to the supply depot, taunting his opponent a tiny little bit, but the
he does
Hellions,
see no command center though, and
Yeah.
that is so important.
the Hellions spotted kill the Zerglings, and he knows that there's still no expansion. The Banshee is revealed, no Spore Crawlers to this point. He has the minerals, and there they are, first Spore Crawlers being built. Here's the cloak ability, just running away with the Queen. He will lose one, a couple of drones probably as well, but oh, nice transfuse here. At this point, the Spore Crawler should be ready in just a few seconds.
Yep, just a few more seconds on that Spore Crawler. He's going to take out 1 Queen by those things, so that's actually not a big deal for Leenock. That's why he has a 3rd one. So he's not really going to lose anything out of this. Banshee's going to stay positioned over here, but he's not actually targeting drones with it, so not a very useful Banshee right now. Now the question is, will he make a command center, or is he just going to completely do this time push? I think he's going to do time push. To make a command center now I think would be a bad choice.
He's already too late. His opponent is on 2 bases for a while now. He has a max ahead. He has so many lava. He has the drones. He's 49 to 32. I completely agree with you that aLive would probably just try to play on 1.
I think he should move the spike color back. It's kind of weird. Okay, he saves it with the transfuse, but
On the other hand, thinking about it, we have a ton of SCVs at this point, and he has way too many to saturate 1 base, and he's even building more.
I think a lot of these SCVs will come with the push, although he's not setting them right now for some reason. We're going to see the Hellions continue to pressure here. He wants to do some extra damage to these queens if he can, so they go down, and 1 queen does fall. The Banshee here is just going to do so much extra DPS to all the units, and a Creep Trooper may even fall by Hellion. Yep, takes it out by splash damage.
He's doing a decent amount of damage here, building
Yeah.
more Banshees and tanks, trying to get in here, taking down another Spine Crawler and a ton of Lings as well. And aLive is ahead with 75 to
Yeah, I
5
think
and
he's actually
57.
gonna
He's
kill
taking
Leenock
down
here.
way too many units. This push is so effective here.
Yep, really nice timing. This is basically like a TVP build used in TVP, and Leenock cannot engage with his drones because of his own spine, just doing so much DPS. The command center does go down, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. This game is over.
Yeah, it is. 25 Harvesters killed, 30. Now he's taking down every single drone, and Lino was kind of relying too much on the assumption that aLive would transition into an expansion before attacking once again. That is definitely deadly, as aLive takes game number 2 on Cloud Kingdom, and Leenock right now is on 1-1. There's no chance that he is going to win this game, even with the muralist that he's building right now. He does not
They're all
take
going
enough
to
of them.
die.
Too
The
many
majority of them will die as soon as they pop out. He's green. That crawler dies as well. aLive can do anything he wants at this point.
35, 37, army supply against 17.
They'll
And
lose the Banshee, but it just does not matter.
yeah, at this point it really doesn't
I
matter.
think Leenock is just trying to get his nerves together right now, or perhaps tire aLive out to win the 3rd game, because obviously there's no chance of him. It's probably thinking about there's this moment in every pro gamer when they lose something like this where they just sit and think about it while they're just mindlessly, targeting down units that they're not going to be able to. He's actually going to take out these tanks, at least 2 of them, but aLive now has the space up. And he's just got such a huge lead, and he may even, does he have combat shields or anything started? Or is he just, which research? Okay, so he's getting stim first. That makes sense. And when stim finishes, it's going to be impossible for Leenock to do anything. I think that's what Leenock is doing. Is like, well, if you don't have stim, maybe I can kill a lot of units with my mutas because he won't be able to keep up with them. They'll just be able to fly around and harass, but it's just too late.
He's building turrets everywhere now, so trying desperately to get in here. GG realizes there are too many units, there are turrets, there are marines. GG's out of the game, and therefore we have now aLive tying. The series is 1-1, and we are headed